Yeah, just start for me and talk to me about you know, the state of the state today and your general reaction to what the governor outlined and for his priorities this year.
I always enjoy the State of the State message because it's an opportunity for the legislators to come together again to sit and listen to the governor's presentation of what will be his agenda for the upcoming legislative session. That it is an important day, it's an important first step. Not as important as a step to be taken a few weeks later when the governor issues his budget, but nonetheless a time when this governor in particular reflecting on the steps that have been taken over the last 3 years in a very positive way. And my reaction generally is that first and foremost, I'll be looking forward to seeing you in a boat trying to hook a bass. I think that'll be an interesting thing, Robert, just to see from the get-go. That challenge came out. The governor has done this in years past, and taking the kiddingness out of it. The fact is it's a way to promote regions of the state. In whitewater rafting last year, he promoted the North Country. In bass fishing in the Finger Lakes, and particularly in Owasco Lake, I look forward to the opportunity of being a co-host of the governor, having a bass fishing kind of little tournament, nonetheless focusing on one of the beauties of New York State and the beauties of the Central Finger Lakes. That will be fun in August. But we've got a lot more work to do between now and August. And the work is primarily focused on, and I appreciate this part of his address more than any other, and that's the focus on the upstate economy. That the governor understands numbers. He understands that we've taken some good steps in terms of economic and fiscal reform for the state, from a $10 billion deficit 3 years ago, to a $2 billion surplus today. That didn't happen by accident. It happened by hard work and trying to stop the growth of spending in the state of New York. That's the good news. The bad news is that the Central Finger Lakes economy and the upstate economy generally has not performed appropriately yet. More steps need to be taken. He understands that. I'm glad he's focused on it. I talked to Randy Wolkin, who's the head of the Manufacturers Association, after the address, and he's very happy with the fact that the governor's proposal to reduce, to eliminate corporate taxes in upstate New York, anything from Westchester basically north, means tremendous amount to the upstate manufacturing community, which has bled jobs for many years. Those jobs have been taken to other states and to other countries because of the high taxation in New York State. So that was my #1 hope in this State of the State, that the governor would address the upstate economy. I think he has in a number of ways. The first, of course, is eliminating the corporate tax for upstate, making property taxes in upstate New York particularly more affordable, focusing on the property tax issue, having things like the estate tax eliminated. We need to compete with other states. If it costs more to die in New York State, it then costs more to live in New York State, and more people will take their accumulated assets, their life savings, and go to other states to live so that they can pass on their savings to their children. And of course in agriculture, where we are very dependent in Cuba County, in Wayne County, in Seneca County, on agriculture. It's our #1 industry in upstate and in all of New York, but it's important upstate. There's a huge capitalization requirement for the dairy farms in Cuba County, for the other fruit growing areas in the central area of the state, in particular Wayne County, the vineyards in Cuba County and Seneca County. Huge amount of capitalization. People have invested a great deal in those. To lose that farm because the next generation can't afford the estate tax payments is just simply a very, very sad situation. We don't want to replicate that. I think the governor's recognizing it. The Senate Republicans, I should add, have led the way in these tax cutting proposals, and I'm very pleased that we hope that this will continue to be a trend as a major objective of state government over the next 90 days.